Payroll and timekeeping system composed of 10 modules. 201 files, employment procedure, payroll, cash advance, charges, log current time tracking, processing of deductions, processing of addition, generation of bank and statutory reports, contributions. Inside 201 files module, you will see the name of the employee together with the ID number, which is automated given by the system, their pictures, complete name, contact number, date of employment, status, and if you're an admin manager, you'll see the edit and delete functions. But inside each 201 files is more detailed data of each personnel. You'll see here they have their details are email, training period, employment date, provisionary period, regularization, regular evaluation, rate per hour, ATM card number, SSS, amount, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, TIN number, tax insurance, and the status if it's active or not. These details can be customized according to your needs. If details doesn't fit your operation, we can change by clicking the edit mode on each. The edit function will appear. So each details comes with a box wherein you can edit some of the details, just like this one. The amount for this, the SSS ID sample, the amount for example is 450. So you can edit, and then the TIN number, for example, the tax amount is 670. You may choose to change the picture by, after saving, after editing, you have to save. It will go back to its normal process. Go back to the menu and look on the other modules, the employment procedures. Employment procedures normally comes with like this, the applicant's name, the date of employment, and delete if you wanted to delete. For example, let's go to one of the staff. Employment procedures comes with the date of employment, interview, orientation, testing period, pass or denied, the remarks on the training or orientation, or if it fitted or not, the training period, the number of pieces of company provided materials for each personnel, and the name and the position applied of that personnel, and the date of employment if ever that applicant or that personnel resigned, date of surrendered data to the company when they have to bring back the uniform, sales kit, and other details. Okay, that's the employment procedure module. Let's go back to the menu and let's see on the payroll. On the payroll module, you'll see the payroll periods. Inside each payroll periods, let's see, for example, our sample payroll periods this year. Just click on the payroll periods and it will appear like this. The hours of work, the rate per staff, the total amount of, for example, 31 times 31.15, the hours of work, and then the rate is 31.25 times 31.15, so this is the rate value. This is just a sample. This is the total OT, the gross pay, the deductions, and then the net pay. And if you happen to approve the OT, just click approve. Just don't click it. So if you wanted to see the details of the additions of the payroll before the gross pay, it will show here. If you happen to have food allowance, profit sharing, balance, transportation, housing allowance, commission, incentives, mid-year bonus, Christmas bonus, and 13-month pay, that's the normal additions for each payroll. But if you happen to have a different setup of additionals for the payroll or benefits, we may edit this portion. If you wanted to see the overtime details, just click on the overtime here and it will show you the details of the payroll. This one, you'll see the number of hours, the amount of hours, which is different from the basic because it's normally times 130%. If it's a graveyard duty, Sunday or holiday, all you have to do is to click OT if you wanted to add this OT on the person's payroll. And then if you wanted to see the deduction, so what I've showed you a while ago is the overtime, which is add-ons to the payroll, and then the basic or additions, which is the add-ons also to the payroll. Okay, this is the deductions details. Normally, in the sales personnel or sales or marketing company, they have this 50% out of quota if the personnel, they did not comply on the quota that they need to comply every month. So most of the other charges or deductions are SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, tax, insurance, meal, cash advance, and charges. Okay, so all of those will be total here on this part. And the deductions total will be deducted on the gross pay. So just like this one, 12,000 less 100 deductions. So this one, 1,162 less 300 deductions. So the payroll becomes 1,086.72. That's the total amount of net pay for that period. Okay, so these periods that we showed, by just clicking on the button, it will automatically going back to a small size. It will go back to its hidden size, so you will not gonna have problems printing it. But if you wanted to print it together with this, you'll need a large size of paper for you to be able to print each part of it, because as you see, just the details that has to be deducted, additions, and the OT details is very long. Okay, so clicking it again. For this cutoff, December 16 to December 31, 2008, the payroll amount is 30,774.36. And the total amount for all the pages, for example, you have 200 staff. So the pages here will be like 4 pages. It will give you the amount for each pages, and it will give you the total amount of all pages also. Okay, that's the payroll summary module. Let's go back to the menu for another part. Okay, this is the cash advance. The cash advance details, we can choose the cut-off period from here below and then click go. This part will show the name of the staff and the cut-off where you wanted to see the cash advances. Okay, it will be deducted to their salary also. Charges, cash advances will be automatically deducted to their salary. So cash advances will be deducted in the computation or processing of deductions. It's automatic. Okay, at the charges also, it looks the same. It will show you the name and then the cutoff where you wanted to. For example, the details of the staff deductions for that periods. So let's show here, for example. Let's go back. So the current log time current tracking is where you can see the logs of each staff. Even the staff can see this by their own if they wanted to track their logs per day or for the specific cutoff that they have. So let's see for Alma Hatage, her morning lunch in, lunch out, lunch in, and then afternoon out. By just clicking on the calendar on the side, even the staff can do this. It will show the details of logs. So they would know if they have log out or log in properly by using this part of the module. So they would not be wondering if they made a double key in or what. If they happen to make a double key in, all they have to do is to check first on this log current time tracking before they key in again. So the system will not gonna put them into, like, for example, they key in 2 times lunch in, it will automatically put on the afternoon out. Okay, so they have to check it first before click logging in again. Let's go on to the processing of deductions. Processing of deductions normally comes with some details of feature together with the name and then the additions for each payroll. So for example, this Eurydice deductions, the cut-off periods, you will choose here the cut-off that you wanted to see, and then as we said, this is the processing of deduction. So everything that will be deducted to the salary of the staff will be shown here. And for this cut-off, Mr. Yuri has a deduction for SSS of 450, tax of 670, and then the total amount is 1,320. For example, you wanted to edit his payroll cut-offs. You may click the pencil button and just click, for example, 566. For example, he has a CA of 7,000. For example, the system on the cash advance and charges, you may also edit here. But there are details just like the taxes, the PhilHealth, and SSS that you have to really manually input those datas. Okay? So that's it. So those datas. for Nikolai, you'll see the total amount that we put in on the Pag-ibig share and the cash advance is 7,566. That's the sample of our processing of deductions. It will show you also the total of deductions and then the total amount of all pages depending on how many staff that you have, because if you have a lot of staff, it will show you the per page only at the present page that you have, and it will show you all the total amount of all the pages if you have more than one pages. Let's go back to our payroll and timekeeping system module. So let's go on to the processing of additions. This part normally also is the same with the processing of deductions, but there's a different details that you have if what are the details that you wanted to be added under payroll. So you may also choose the cutoff here, also the company name, because this one can be edited. So Nikolai has a housing allowance of 1,000 and 2,000 commission. So for example, this is sales. And then Grace here, for example, the company provided her 450 transportation allowance and incentives of 7,000. And then for example, mid-year bonus of 600. So when you click in the save, when you see the successfully saved, you'll see the total amount for this the deductions. Okay, actually these deductions will also appear on the payroll on the total amount of payroll deductions. That's for this cutoff. Okay, so let's go back to our menu, the generation of bank and statutory reports. This is the one that will be given to the bank when you have the payroll. So for example, also again for this cutoff December 16 to 31, I'll give you like this one is a sample. So name of all the staff, the account numbers, and then the amount of salary. This is just a sample for all the staff that will be deposited under ATM numbers. So these are the ATM account numbers, and this is the amount that the bank should be depositing on each ATM card numbers. Okay, you may just put here also your company name, and then before printing it, save it. When you save it, it will show you that successfully saved, and then that's it. It will show you the total amount. This total amount is the amount that you should be putting on the checks, because the bank will be the one distributing it. You just put the total amount in one check, and then the bank will automatically distribute that amount to each of the staff on their respective account numbers. By clicking on the print, it will show you the printable size of this part. This is the same with the other modules, like you wanted to print processing of deductions, processing of additions also, and also together with the payroll. The processing of contributions, it's also the same. This cutoff, this employee's name, the company name, SSS contribution salary. This is just a sample. This will be the attachment for your SSS form that you have to submit on SSS. You can also do the same with PhilHealth. When you click on the button, it will show you the PhilHealth. When you click on the Pag-ibig, it will show you the Pag-ibig contribution, and then also the withholding tax. All of this will be automatically deducted on the portion of processing of deductions. And this is the total amount that you have to put, and this is the total amount for all the pages in which you have to put on the check, and they will be the one distributing those amount to each staff. Okay, that's our payroll and timekeeping system. Just tell us what you need on your payroll and timekeeping system, and we will customize it for you.